Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome to episode 149 of Psycho's Platters. This one's going to be another review episode. Before I get into that, I just want to let everybody know that thank you for the 300 plus subscribers I've got on the Psycho's Platters channel right now. A lot more have come on board since the last episode I have done. I want to thank everyone for that. And if you've considered possibly coming on over, please do. I welcome that very much. I also happen to be on Twitter as well under the name Paul Pease. I sometimes go off and I share my episodes on the Twitter feed as well, along with many other little outlets. So, we're going to go off and do a review episode again today because, well, you know what? I went off and I went gung-ho. I went off and got a brand new release from one of my favorite 70s bands. Who am I talking about? Kansas. Kansas has got a new album out called the Prelude, Implicit. This one here is the cover of this. This is the front. This is the back. This is on a German music label called Inside Out Records. This is your gatefold for everything. I'm going to tell you something. This is a very good album. If you're a big Kansas fan, I would tell you to grab this thing. Now, of course, I went off and did a little bit of research, like I always do. And so I want to tell you that this is the 15th album that Kansas has put out. This is the first album without Steve Walsh, the lead singer, since 1986. He retired in 2014. This is also the last studio album since 2000, which was the album Somewhere to Elsewhere, which had your original classic Kansas lineup from the 70s, and then some, performing on that. Actually, a really good album that one was. Didn't really get a lot of airplay like it should have, but basically, though, Steve Walsh's reluctance to commit to new studio material pretty much happened after Kerry Livgren left the band again after that Somewhere to Elsewhere album in late 2000, early 2001. The new singer on here, who joined up in Kansas in July 2014, Ronnie Platt. If that name sounds familiar to you, good. If it doesn't, let me go off and give you a little bit of history as best as I can pull up here, okay? From 2007 to early 2011, he was the lead singer for the band Shooting Star out of Kansas City, Missouri. And Shooting Star's been around since the 70s. Then after that, he went to Chicagoland area and performed in a band that I actually did see back in the 90s, I think it was, Era, A-R-R-A, and he sang with them for 3 years before Ronnie got the position to be in Kansas. But basically, before Ronnie was chosen, the band actually asked John Elefante, which was Kansas's second singer from 81 to 84, if he wanted back in, and after thinking and some prayer, he passed. I'm going to tell you, Ronnie does a really good job on here. He really does. Like I said, this is the first thing I've heard. I don't know if Ronnie has ever done a record or not, but this is the first thing I've ever heard him on. Basically what you've got here is you've got two original era lineup members still. Phil Ehart on drums and Rich Williams on guitar have literally been on every Kansas album that has come out. Kansas actually, I think, got started in 70 or 71, at least in that name. Before that, they were White Clover. And you know what? I'm glad at least there's some consistent. You know what I'm saying? So those two are still there. On bass, Billy Greer, who's been with the band from 1986 on. He was an original, or excuse me, he was the bass player with Steve Walsh in the band Streets from 1981 to 85, and so he's been with them since 86. Also, David Ragsdale on violin. He was the only member of Kansas that I got to meet back when I saw them. It was either 95 or 96 tour. Freak of Nature was that album back then. He was the only one. All the rest of them pretty much either just didn't want to be bothered or they were busy. But David, very nice gentleman. I actually got to talk to him for about 5-10 minutes because I was very impressed with his violin skills. So he's been there from 91 to 97, and then Robbie Steinhardt came back, and then after he left in 06, Ragsdale came back. And then some of the other new ones other than Ronnie, Zach Rizvi, I hope I'm saying that right, on guitar and vocals, and David Mannion on piano and keyboards. So, I'll tell you, like I said, I think personally this is a really good album. A little bit difficult to find, though, at least in my area, okay? Maybe in your guys' area, not so much. But I went through at least 5 stores trying to find this thing after I found out it came out. I think, I have a Facebook friend of mine that lives in Oklahoma, and he said he found it in an Arkansas Walmart. I couldn't find it. None of the Walmarts in my area had it, so I managed to find this thing at Best Buy over in my neck of the woods. There's a regular edition and there's a deluxe edition, all right? The deluxe edition has got 2 more songs. Your regular version's got 10 and then 2 bonus tracks. Let me show you also, before I get into the songs here, the Best Buy version I thought was kind of neat. They actually had what you would call like a tour laminate came thrown in on this, and then the booklet. I'll show you the main picture. That's what this looks like. That's them. The really good songs, at least in my opinion, I actually enjoyed every one of the songs on here. It throws back to that classic Kansas sound that everybody likes. Like I said, Ronnie does a really good job for singing, and everybody else, it seems like they're on all 6 cylinders. Okay. But my favorite here, With This Heart, that was the first song off of it. I really like that one. Refugee, Camouflage was another one. I also liked the 2 bonus tracks on here are Home on the Range and Shenandoah, which are traditional stuff, but I actually kind of like the version of Home on the Range. It's really different in my opinion. And then as far as for instrumentals are concerned, because Kansas always used to do at least 1 on every album, it seemed like, right, if not more. The Voyage of 818 and Section 60. I actually like Section 60 over Voyage of 818, but let me read to you what it actually says about what the heck Section 60 is. It says here, on November 12, 2011, members of the band Kansas toured Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington, Virginia. It was then that the band first saw Section 60. They were informed that Section 60 is the final resting place for United States military personnel that gave all during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. There is no national memorial for those that perished in those wars, only tombstones tended by family and friends. Therefore, Kansas humbly and respectfully dedicates this song as a memorial to all those laid to rest in the hallowed grounds of Section 60. So, like I said, if you're not sure, go on YouTube and go check out, like I said, With This Heart. I think you'll be really surprised about it. But seriously, guys, I'm really glad that you guys did this album. I highly doubt any of the members are going to watch this, but if you do, I just want to say a big thank you for myself and maybe some of the other Kansas fans out there. I have followed you guys since '76. Honestly, I really have. So when I was 9, that's when I got turned on to you guys, and I've pretty much liked every album that's come out. So thank you guys, and you know what? Like I said, put some comments in the comment below there, and let me know how you feel about all of this. But like I said, try to go find it. I know you can get it through the band's website. Like I said, some Walmart, some Best Buy, a few other places. But it's Prelude, Implicit on like I said, their new album on Inside Out Music. So take care, everybody. God bless. and rock on and see you next time.